Let's not stop anymore. Let's just read the question and we'll go from there.
1, 2, 3, action.
Michael and I met in St. Martin.
Need to ask the question.
But if we already know the question, I don't need you to ask. Okay, hurry up. You're wasting time. Hurry up.
You're wasting time.
Hurry, go.
No, we need to stop and do it again.
No, Morgan, it's not stopping. Go.
This is a horrible thing. Continue. How did you guys meet?
Michael and I met in St. Martin, and let me start over. Michael and I met in St. Martin, where we had.
Oh my God,
Morgan! You stop. Go ahead.
Vonda and I met in St. Martin. We were invited to a function for our group that we met actually as part of EO, which is an entrepreneurs organization. And together we had a lot of fun down there, experienced a lot of the local flair as far as activities and so forth, and got to know each other very well.
Let me do it, and then let's do it back and forth.
Sure.
Okay, so Michael and I met in St. Martin at an EO Forum retreat, and we got to scuba dive, ride jet skis, see the city. Michael is also a very good singer, which I forgot to mention, and so we had the dueling pianos, and he kind of stole the show, singing all the songs. And
wait a minute. You said that we met at an EO function. Nobody knows what EO is. Well, not nobody, but not very many people know what EO is. EO is an entrepreneurs organization that's a global organization made up of about 7,000 to 8,000 members, all entrepreneurs. It was started about 25 years ago. So we were off on a retreat and met, like Vonda said, in St. Martin's, and yes, we did a lot of interesting things.
From diving, where we saw a lot of sea creatures and animals in 30 minutes. That was the most I've seen in 30 minutes.
They
really
were amazing.
Quick.
Absolutely.
And we lived close by, but we never knew each other until a couple months ago, because I live in Palm Harbor, he lives in St. Petersburg, so we're about 40 minutes apart.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it one more time.
Sure.
And I'll say entrepreneurs organization, so we don't have to explain entrepreneurs organization.
And Mom, let me say the question and smile.
Okay.
Do like this.
Okay, go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, action. How did you guys meet?
Michael and I met in St. Martin a couple of months ago at an entrepreneurs organization forum retreat.
That's right. And on that trip, we had a chance to share a lot of the similar activities that we like to do while we're traveling. We went scuba diving, did some boating, some jet skiing. What else?
Well, with the diving, we saw incredible animals under the water in 30 minutes, more than I'd ever seen before in a diving trip. But
But the clarity wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. But we do a lot and just have a lot of fun when we're traveling. We like to live it up. And then Michael's a great singer, so we went to the piano bars where he stole the show by singing all the songs better than the artist half the time.
Now, don't, that doesn't get back to Keith, but we'll have to keep that under wraps, but I appreciate the compliment.
We've known each other a couple of months.
Yep.
And have a lot of fun. Okay, Morgan, next question.
Okay, how long have you guys been friends?
Okay, we already did
said that one.
What do you guys have in common?
We've said that.
No, let's just repeat it again.
How are you different and similar?
Okay. Michael and I have a lot of things in common. We both love to travel. We both are adventurous. We both own our businesses and like to be very competitive and excel personally and professionally in everything we do.
Yeah, but we do things a little bit differently, where I'm kind of more of a on the edge, crazy, take risks. You're a little bit more reserved.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
I love to do things. I've jumped out of airplanes.
As have I.
Of course.
It's just, you do it with someone tied to your back, and I do it by myself.
Yeah, that's true.
I like to ride motorcycles. Vonda likes to ride on the back of motorcycles.
And hold on tight.
Absolutely.
Same with the jet ski. I can ride a jet ski by myself, but he is a wild madman on a jet ski. He breaks them first of all, and then when you do get on the
That's
back,
just faulty equipment. There's nothing more to say
he throws you
about
off as soon as you get on because he's doing spins and going like a crazy man.
it. If you can't hold on, you can't play in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to, you know, we do like to have fun, and we like to get a little crazy.
And what do we have in common? What is our similarities? Is that the question?
Yes, that's
Okay. The similarities that Michael and I have is that we enjoy adventure, we enjoy
Absolutely.
having fun, we enjoy business and learning and doing the most that we can do in life because you're not promised tomorrow, and so live every day to its fullest, and that's what we do.
And oops.
Where are your
Off.
fingers? Is it off?
Still recording.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay,
Keep
well,
on
what's the
going.
next question? You need to be ready instead of playing with my phone.
Okay. Do you have any unique talents or special skills?
Unique
What-
talent
do you-
or special skills.
it
He
depends.
is a great singer.
Oh, thank you.
And he also built his own motorcycle that
I did.
really, tell them all the people that have signed your motorcycle
Oh
because
gosh.
it's beautiful.
Well, it was a motorcycle that was built on a theme of music because of my love of music, and I was fortunate enough to have a number of artists who have signed it, from Eddie Money to the Doobie Brothers to Creed.
So he travels around
Well,
the
let me finish.
country
Yes, Rush.
and gets tons of people to sign
Doors
his
Down,
motorcycle, and they're so interested
Earth,
in
Wind,
it.
and Fire.
It's different.
uh,
And I'm humble,
America.
and he's not.
Yes, it's been a labor of love. As you know, I try to put 100% into everything that I do, no matter if it's an activity or a project.
Okay, are you guys competitive with each other?
Competitive? No, absolutely not. She wins in everything that she does, so I just try to keep up.
I think we both try to keep up. We don't like either of us to get shown up by the other, and so there is definitely a competitive spirit. And whether in business, we kind of help each other and give each other advice, and we know the things that you go through by owning a company and a business, and then at the same time with having fun and travel and experiencing life, we do that also, where we encourage and listen to each other's stories of all our travel adventures.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good synopsis.
Do you guys travel often?
Oh my gosh, that's an understatement. I think between the two of us, we've probably been around the world twice. Both of us travel quite extensively abroad as well as locally. In fact, since we've known each other, we've traveled either together or independently to St. Martin's, Atlanta, Costa Rica,
Atlantis, Bahamas,
Cayman,
Bogota, Colombia,
gosh, where else have we
Costa
been?
Rica,
Yeah, I said Costa Rica, and that's just been in the last few months. So,
Boston tomorrow.
right? So yeah, we actually do quite a bit of traveling, and as I said, we've been both around the world. I mean, what are some of the most exciting places you've been?
I love all the places that I've been, but Saudi Arabia was incredible.
Haven't
South
been there
Africa was incredible.
Been there. South Africa was great.
Istanbul, Turkey is coming
I
up.
haven't been there yet. Oh, that's right. You're
You
going.
go.
Yeah, that's another EO event. And I haven't signed up for it.
Yeah. And let's see, New Zealand, Australia,
Australia, yes.
China,
No, not yet. I still would love to go to Asia.
all the Caribbean,
Yes, pretty much all of the Caribbean. Being in
a
Florida,
lot of Europe.
some of Europe.
So that's pretty much where we have been separate and together. And one of our goals as a family for my kids is we'd like to see the world, and we've done a lot of trips also from cruise ships, etc. And the kids want to see the world together as a family basically before they graduate from high school. And so we have quite a bit to do, but we've done quite a bit.
Did we tell them about you and your family? And I don't remember if we got that on film.
I don't know. Maybe we did it.
Make it smaller? Make what smaller?
A video. You guys are at 15
With-
minutes.
With
Well, these will all be
yeah,
cut.
with family, I've got 3 kids, 9, 12, and 15.
We already said that.
Oh, we did. We
Yes.
shared the kids. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
What
would
don't
you,
we have on film?
Okay, what's the next question? Do
would
the
you
next
guys
question.
say that you travel a lot together or not
That
really?
we already answered that.
Right.
Do the next question.
Okay. Do you have a favorite American city or town?
What's your favorite American city?
Or
You know,
town?
My favorite American city, there's a few of them. I grew up in Boise, Idaho, and so I love like McCall, Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I also like the Rockies, Whitefish, Montana, and Glenwood Springs, Colorado. I like places where you can go, whether it's water skiing, snow skiing, sightseeing, horseback riding. One thing I'd love to do out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming is the Lewis and Clark Trail, where you do a week-long camping trip and you go in horse and carriage with the covered wagon, and you spend the night and you canoe and do a whole lot of things, from fishing to bow and arrow and
Sure.
riding horses, walking, hiking,
Maybe we can try to
etc.
do that together as long as I get the chance to do a little hunting. And
Great.
you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'd be remiss if I didn't say New York City, just because that's where I opened up my business, Bedbugs and Beyond Consulting, which was
Bed bugs with that you do not want.
yeah, that's a whole different story. But so I'd say New York City is has a place in my heart for a number of reasons. Obviously, showing respect for the terrible tragedy of the towers that came down, and how good the city's been to me in helping me have a successful business that started there that now has branched across the country. But I would say my other favorite place would have to be Hawaii. I love the islands, and each one of them has its own unique aspect and flair. Probably would have to say Kauai I like the best, but really all the islands are beautiful to me. And
And Maui with the whales.
yeah, love it. Love it.
Pretty much everywhere you go, there's something exciting to see and do. And like in the United States, we both have pretty much traveled all the states in the United States. I don't think I've missed one. And I love to go unique places that other people normally, it's not on the route. So like in Georgia, for example, I have toured where they make the Cabbage Patch dolls. And then they also have a town, I forget the name of it, but it's a town that's like Germany. So it's like a little Germany, and they sell a lot of Christmas things and different things. And just whenever I go to cities, I try to do things off the beaten path. So in North Dakota, for example, there's a place where they have great chocolate-covered potato chips, and they're famous for that. And so it's just different.
Sure. And I like to do the same type of you know, activities that are more catered to the locals, and not what's necessarily in the tour books as far as activities and so forth are concerned. I like
And
to,
bed and breakfasts are
Yeah.
great. I love bed and breakfast places.
yeah, I like to get a flair of what it's really like, rather than what the tourist books, you know, say
Right.
is the attraction to go, because it gives you the opportunity to have a little bit of a different experience and make your own stories rather than relive other people's.
And a lot of times, for example, there was one time I was in Redstone Mountain, and in the USA Today there was basically a mansion where the President Roosevelt had visited and stayed to go hunting, etc. And it was something I wanted to see. And one time when I was there, we decided to walk up to the house, and all of a sudden this truck came driving out, and we thought we were going to get arrested, and it ended up being a caretaker, and we told him how I'd seen it in the USA Today, and I really wanted to see the home and get a tour of it, and he ended up giving me a tour and telling me the whole history of the house. And so I love to do things like that, to where I can learn about the city and places and get to see and learn about things that you otherwise wouldn't.
Okay. And any funny and or disastrous travel stories?
Well, as much travel as we've done, as far as traveling with disastrous or funny travel stories, yeah, with as much travel as we've done, I'm sure that there's quite a bit,
lot.
quite a bag full that we
I
can share.
Can be yours.
Yeah, between you know, getting on fights in planes almost, to getting on the wrong plane, to missing planes and being slammed at the door, and having to stay in foreign cities. I think probably the funniest situation for me was when I was headed out to Sturgis, South Dakota, for a biker event, and had my travel agent book me tickets that I really didn't look at. I just told him I wanted to go to Rapid City. Got off my first flight onto my connector flight and sat next to a girl on the plane and asked her if she was going home or going away.
Chatting her
Well,
up.
hey, you gotta have some companionship as you're taking flights. And asked her if she was going home or going away, and she said she was going home. So I figured, hey, she must know a lot about this event. So I said, must be crazy with Sturgis going on. And she said, Sturgis, what's that? And I said, well, it's 20 minutes down the road. And she says, there's no Sturgis in Iowa. I said, Iowa. She says, yeah, we're going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, not Rapid City, South Dakota. So that was pretty interesting. I had to jump off the plane, and since the airlines weren't flying there, at least the carrier that I was on, they got me to Denver, where I have a bit of family. My brother's there, and so I called them up and said, I'm coming in, and I'm leaving the next day on your motorcycle to drive up to Sturgis.
Good news and bad news.
Yeah.
Coming to see you, and then bad news, I'm driving your motorcycle.
Well, I guess, that's trying to be
All things.
yeah, I was trying to be accommodating for my brother. It happened to be the day before his birthday, so I got to be able to celebrate his birthday with him. But then, my present for his birthday was taking his motorcycle up to Sturgis.
And my funniest and scariest event was I was in South Africa with a group of people, and we went on this excursion. It was going to be a whitewater rafting trip down below the Victoria Falls. And so on the brochure, it sounded great, looked great. When we got there, we knew there was a problem when there was little sticks, and you had to step all the way down this mountainside that was like Victoria Falls all the way down to the
Those
valley.
are their stairs.
Well, that was their stairs, and by the time you got down, because it was, like they said, level 5 rapids, I wasn't even worried about the rapids anymore. I was just thanking God that I had gotten down safe without breaking my leg. And I asked the guy, because I had a helper who helped me down,
Sure.
and I asked him, do people break their legs walking down there? And he's like, yep, we've had a couple of them, and we just carry them back out. And, I mean, my legs, we were shaking. It was so hard walking down this mountaintop. We were from the mountain all the way to the valley. And then when we got there, there was the men's raft and the women's raft, and there was only one guy who was from Malaysia that wanted to be on the women's raft, and he was like, I'm a woman.
I wouldn't mind being on the women's raft.
So the guys all wanted to flip and have a lot of fun.
Sure.
So we were going over the rapids, and the guys, the first one, they flipped over. One guy who was one of our guides got sucked down. He didn't come up for like a minute. We really literally thought he had drowned. And then they ended up coming up, and they got into our raft, and then they had to get back into their raft. But we realized this, is kind of scary, and it's
Sure.
not so easy. Well, we're in Africa. It was hot, and halfway down this
Like
river.
Africa hot.
Yeah. Halfway down this river, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came this great big cloud, and it starts raining on us, and it was these huge drops of rain. So it was pelting us like with these raindrops, and it hurt. And then all of a sudden,
It's natural exfoliation.
it starts lightning, and we thought we were going to get electrocuted and hit by the lightning. And and then the guide would be like, well, now we're coming up to a Category 5 rapid. It's called Purgatory. And we're like, don't tell us anymore. You're scaring the bejeebies out of us. We think we're going to die. We're not even sure we're going to make it. And then, too, because the crocodiles fall over the falls, there's these crocodiles. That's the only thing that's down there is some crocodiles that make it. And so anyway, we finally, at the end of this horrible ride, by the end of it,
Sounds like fun to me.
It was fun, but we were so scared that, by the end of it, it was fun once we knew we were safe. But
Sure.
during it, we thought we were dead. And
But
when
the frightening part is the fun.
I know it was, but it wasn't. And then there's supposed to be this sky car that takes you up the mountainside at the end of this whole thing. And it's way up top, and it's not coming down. And what happened was, because of the rainstorm and the thunder, the guy that ran it, went home to his village and left us. So now we had to climb out of here. It's getting dark. We're in Africa with all these wild animals. We were supposed to be on a train ride that we're missing with dinner, etc., and everything else, and we're afraid we're going to become dinner. And so that was my great adventure in South Africa, which I love now that I'm safe and I got back to my kids and my family.
So the only thing I can say about South Africa is I shot a bunch of animals, had a great time, and got robbed. What's next?
That's all.
That's it? No other
Thank
questions?
God. Okay, and so I'm Vonda White from Palm Harbor, Florida. My email is vondawhite26@yahoo.com.
And I'm Michael Battenberg with Bedbugs and Beyond Consulting, and I live down in St. Petersburg, Florida, and my email is michael@bedbugsandbeyond.com.
Thank you.
Thank you. You good?
Okay, you want to play it back?
Oh, that was terribly long.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to
we gotta
edit
cut it to 5 minutes.
Oh, you better, because that was like 50.
I hope not. Was it? We just talked and talked and talked.
They're gonna be like,
It was 20 minutes.
Okay, but that was with a bunch of pausing.